Bonjour Isabelle, ça va toi?
Bom dia! Ça va
Ah,
bien et toi, Helmut?
você fala português?
Não, não, não. Não
Não
bem.
fala. Vai.
Não fala.
Isabelle, você esteve no Brasil umas 20 vezes, não? Ou 15 vezes?
2001, invited by the French consular for residence, the
Marco
first
Patier, não?
residence in Capacete.
Yeah,
The first one, one of the
you're the very
first.
first resident of
Yes.
Capacete, which
And
was
the
a
first, the,
collaboration built up with Marc Poitier, who
exact.
was an attaché culturel at this time, no?
Voilà.
And it was
And
the other first house that we had that Denise was running, no? Rua Triunfo, Santa Teresa.
exact. So I was here in 2001. And then I returned, like, I think, until 2004. And after that, I stopped completely my, my traveling between Bretagne, Bruxelles, and Rio de Janeiro.
And then Isabel,
Return,
yeah. And I think one of the first thing you did actually was buying a car, no? A Fusca.
exactly.
Why
I
did
was
you buy a
buying,
Fusca?
but we bought together a car with Flavien, Jean-Pascal Flavien, because we buy this car together. Actually, it was more his car than my car. But when he was not using the car, I was using it. And after that, when I leave Brazil, I give this car to you. I remember.
No,
It
you
was
know,
fantastic,
no,
Pushka.
no, I think it was Stefano that got the car first.
Maybe, yes.
I don't remember, but the car moved from one person to the other and it ended up with me. And the car survived, I think, for another 8 years. Then it had multiple sclerosis and was put into pieces by, I don't know, 5, 6 people. And it turned into a donation of the tires, of the roof, of the chassis. Anyway, it ended up into several distant places,
Yeah.
no? But I
Practical.
think it showed somehow how you came and treated the residency. I mean, you don't normally don't buy a car while you're in residency. I think this is the first move that shows your work that is part of the urban fabric. No, like it shows when you buy a car, it seems that you want to move. No, you want to know more things. No. And I remember one of the first pieces that you did was this beautiful poster that we have one in the living room. No,
Yes.
and this poster was then fixed into several spaces in Rio. Maybe you can just tell me a little bit about this, no?
Yeah, I bring with me the first time I went to Rio. I didn't have any idea about what to do in this city. It was complicated for me to have a vision of or to make a project for the residents. So that's why I separate my time in two time. I ask Marc Potier if it is possible to cut the resident in two parts. One, then I discover the city, and then I come back and do something. So when I come back the second time, I bring with me some big poster that I print in Europe about a project I did on my island where I am actually. It's Belle-Île-en-Mer, and this picture, this big picture, was speaking about, I don't know the name in English, piraterie, les pirates.
Os piratas.
So, voilà, pirates, who crashed the boat here to keep the wood from the boat to build a house in the island. So I did a picture. We speak about this kind of guy. It's a fire on the beach, and I am in a caravan, and I frame this scene, and then I bring it with me to glue it on the street in Rio, because it's a poster who has to be in the street, because it's so big that you are really, the physical situation is very important. I do a lot of collage in Porto do Rio de Janeiro, because this area in Rio was completely dark. We are passing with the car, there was a bridge on your top, and then this armazém coming, make something like very very strange, very ugly, very dark. It was full of poor people living here, and there was not a lot of light. So with this big poster at this place, it was making like a wall in a wall. It was really something like open the landscape and rip at the sea in the street, because I am in the cavern shooting the sea. So it was making some hair in this place. So that's why I buy also the car, because I need to put all my poster in the car, all the glue, the things, to glue it in the street. So it was really funny, because it's make me like meet a lot of people. To glue in the street, you are really alive with the people. And then I meet by hazard completely Marcelo Vasquez, who was the president of the Syndicat des Dockers of Rio de Janeiro in this time, and then he introduced me inside the port, inside the Harmazem. And then he asked me if I can put also big poster in the Harmazem for this, the little room they had for the dockers. And then with him, I start different projects. And do you remember, Helmut? I was completely impressed with this big poster that you have in Rio de Janeiro. It was so funny, very colored poster with just the name of the artist on it, and escrivo downstairs, Sabado, telle date, le 16, 12, etc. But never the place. We never know where it was,
Yeah,
you know, but it was the announce of the concert.
But you know why, no?
Yeah, I know why, because if they put the name,
exactly.
there will be problems. Yeah. So I was really like very impressed, because the graphism of this poster was so beautiful. The color was incredible. So I decided to look at about these people who was making this serigraphy, and I find it. It's Fernando Baranda, I remember. So he was the man who was making this.
Look at this, just 1 second. Fernando Baranda is going to make the poster of Dusha for the exhibition that you're with him, no? That's beautiful. 20 years afterwards,
that's beautiful.
Same guy.
Comme quoi, tu vois, il n'y a pas de hasard. Et I find Fernando, he's got a little studio, but really north of Rio. You have really to drive 1 hour to find a place. And then we decide to work together, and I print a photography of me. From me, it's a man who's jumping in the sea. So he was like in suspension. So we printed it in, I think, 6 or 7 different colors. But it was really artisanal serigraphy with real pigment. That's why the color was so beautiful. And then we organized together like some collage sauvage in the city in night with the fushka. So that was really very funny. So when he was gluing his publicity for the concert, I was gluing my photography just close to him.
Yeah, well, you have many stories. Yeah, we've been to Ilha Grande, you know, jumping into the sea too with lots of people. I mean, I don't want to go into all this project that you've been doing. No, you're a very active artist. There's also, I know, there's a very big installation that I would like to show one day here in Rio about this piece that you did of people man jumping into the ocean. But what I wanted, maybe I just remembered something, no? Because we will talk about the project that you're going to do now for the Capacete MAM collaboration, no? Which is a new project, no? And,
this is a new project.
Yes, but I just wanted to remember something. This piece of the grotta of the cavern, no? Of the grotta, no? That I have also put one into the residency. No, it's the first intervention in the apartment that we have as a residency. In our last talk, that the piece that we're gonna do, there's a connotation of your imagery, no, of the way you built up your photographic vision, because you're a photographer, no, not only as an artist but also as your money, as your work, no. So I remember that you also mentioned that you wanted to do a piece which is like almost like a second piece for the project that you're going to do, no, for the MAM Capacete College. We're going to talk about this very soon. I just wanted to remember this, the connection between the Caverna and this flower piece that you want to do for this architecture piece that is in the Parque do Flamengo, no? So okay. Just to contextualize all this, and those that people don't get lost in our conversation, I decided, Capacete, MAM collaboration. This is a double exhibition, no? One Brazilian artist and one foreign artist that has been in our program, no? You are the very first to have been in our program, in the official residency program. There have been other artists before, but you are the first in our official partnership with partners, no? So, and Duša has been a long time collaborator, no? Also in the urban, his work does not really make sense in the gallery, no? You have pieces that do a lot of sense in the gallery, but your actions, you as an artist, as I met you, as I know you, have been also into the urban. So for me, the connections are on that level, no? Your practices, of course, are very different, but both of you have a very political connotation in your pieces, no? The simple fact that you're in an urban environment has political connotations, no? So when I called you, no, to be part of it, I didn't really think about all these questions, no? They're coming up right now while I talk to you. But you came, as you know, our collaboration with the MAM implies in the MAM itself, the museum. It's part of the Parque do Flamengo, which is also something else that you've been working on quite a lot, no? As I know, you can maybe talk about a little bit about this. And you ended up proposing that piece that I want you to talk a little bit about it now.
I start looking this park, and it changed a lot. Because when I was here in Brazil in the beginning of this century, we can say that this park was not really easy to travel in it, because it was scary, it was dangerous also, you know. And but today, 20 years after, there is like bicycle area. A lot of people go there on Domingo. They've got churrasco. They make some sport. It's really something's turning really in completely another spirit, like much more like divertissement in the park. Many things happen today, and I was really surprised of that. And then I tried to understand what's going on here, and the plantation of the park are completely at the good point of maturity today, because they've been planted in the year of the 60s. So they've got 60 years old today, then more, you know? And that's quite a good situation for trees, you know, they are at the full development of maturity. And then in this organization of plantation, I was looking about the way that Burle Marx planted this tree and tried to make identification of the tree. And then I discover by making a research in the archive of Burle Marx that it's like an arboretum, and an arboretum that he was really looking for to educate people, like to say to the Brazilian people that this is a species coming from Amazonia, because he took a lot of indigenous plants from Brazil, but he acclimated all these species to be in border close to the sea. So it was not easy job, you know. I realized that in my photography, there's a lot of concrete piece in the park. And I tried to make an identification of the species of trees, but also of all the concrete sculpture in the park. Bench, means théâtre de marionnettes, amphitheatre, mean also, you know, the way that les routes, caminada, tu vois, petit kiosque, everything, all the mobilier, all the structure. And then I tried to separate the sculpture in concrete with the trees. And I realized that it was not possible. It was not possible to see only the trees, it was boring, and it was not possible to see only the concrete piece, it was also boring and made no sense. But when you put the two images together, it makes sense, because some trees have got form with like this, and then you realize that on the floor, there is these concrete things doing the same movement.
Yeah.
And then you arrive and there is some table, and you just look up like this, and you realize that the trees is like parasol. So the form was in repetition, in dialogue. So for me, it was so incredible, to realize all the nature was making a conversation with the sculpture, the architecture, that I decided to make research about the Parque de Flamengo. I've got huge documentation today of the park to try to understand all that was making it. And I discover all the story by this way. And this documentation is like fixing the story of Rio de Janeiro, fixing also the story of all this park has been built, and arrive in the years of the 60s, the story of Redi, Afonso Redi, who was the architect who was in charge to build this park. More, I was discovering that the project was really like completely pluridisciplinaire. And it was really so interesting for me, because, for me, art must be something in dialogue with reality, with humanity. Art is really a form of language between people. And this project was really fabulous for me. But Helmut, in the same time, you have also to remember, I was really very interested about l'église du Temple de l'Humanité de Auguste Comte. I enter in the Temple de l'Humanité, and then I was so shocked about what I discovered here, because on the arcade inside the church, there is some name. And I can just spell it to you. Espaço is the first one, Espaço. Industria, Arquitectura, Pintura, Terra, one time. Musica, Poesia, Politica, Patriciado, Logica, Astronomia, Fisica, Chimica, Biologica, Sociologica, Mulier, Politeísmo, Fetichismo, Patria, Astrolatrismo, Monoteísmo, Sacerdocio, Proletariado, Moral, Humanitas, Terra. So, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
In the same time, I was discovering that in the year of the 16th, some people was working together. They create space to make theater. They create space to make music. They create space to make théâtre, de marionnettes. They create space as bar, restaurant. MAM, Musée Miranda, also. Bench, table de jeu, pleine de jeux pour enfants, and équipement sportif. So, it was like something to put together all the society of Rio de Janeiro in the same place. So it was completely an utopia in a way. Like Auguste Comte was making ordem, not l'ordre moral, mais l'ordre de la classification des choses. It's like department who's got a very strong option, but au final is humanidade. So it was really a very great story. There is no hazard, it's not a hazard. So I was really touched about that. My idea with the Parque de Flamengo is first, today, to make a restoration of the concrete pieces of the park, because we don't saw them anymore. They're like in very bad condition of conservation. We are not going to renove all the concrete piece because it's a very big, huge project. but I think we can start with one. So I propose to you maybe to use the last one, who's completely au final du parc, in a situation by the mummies at the beginning, and this piece is at the end of the park. And this piece is very interesting because it's a sort of platform, a platform which looks like to be for musician, I don't know. But maybe it can be also a speaker corner for declamation. Anyway, it's a perfect situation for making performance. So I propose to you, for the Parque de Flamengo, as an artist, to invite some people doing like one day of event on this platform, and for sure first to renove it. So we step by step mean we renove one and we do something with. We renove maybe a second time another one, but this is the future, and the future we don't know for the moment. So for the present, we are going to work with the platform.
So yeah, the future we really don't know, no?
Non, c'est incroyable. We can't make any plans for the future. That's really the new situation. Huh? It's really new for us.
You said you checked out a lot of documentation. Did you saw any documentation of this platform being used? Any kind of text? Don't you think there is a connection, because the museum next door, it's actually now closed, no? Da Carmen Miranda. Carmen Miranda was a star. She was a performer, no? So I don't know if I don't know if the museum was done for Carmen Miranda or it turned into Carmen Miranda's museums. I don't remember this. Maybe we should check this out. But if it was for Carmen Miranda, then the platform also somehow makes sense, no? Because, well, she is the performer of Brazil. She performed Brazil, actually, no?
Yes.
She's she's our goddess, no? In that sense, no? But it has a feeling of a maquette somehow, no? Because it's not big enough to put an orchestra, let's say, but it's big enough to put a three bands, no, or one man performance on it, no? Yeah.
But,
so I think
it's beautiful situation. It's completely close to the building, completely with a circle with trees. It's very nice, huh? How you saw it, huh?
Yes.
And so that's it, Helmut. We have to now think what we are going to do for the event, for the one-day event on this platform. But this is the reflection and the work that we are going now to do together.
Yes, and also with Tanya, no, who is part of with me. No?
Of course.
Tanya, ex-resident, also, no.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good situation also to start, because it's to make also invitation for people living in Rio de Janeiro to perform on this platform. I think it's a good return back, to the city and to dialogue with people who's doing actually artistic things in the city. And it's good also to make visibility for these people who continue to act with art today. And that's very important. That's why, it's a way for me also to be political, but with avec beaucoup de respect, quoi.
Yeah, and being a park, I know from my concept of a park and the way they designed the park, it is about giving the chance to people to do whatever they want, no? So
voilà.
The ideas that you have with the platform, it's actually the very simple reading of what the park should be, no? Yeah. But for the moment, I would like just to leave us here, no? And we are here at the moment where the exhibition will still happen in 2 months. So I really hope that you will be here, because I think it's really important that you are with your personal energy, really a very specific personal energy. And I really appreciate this. I'm very happy to start this with you, because energy of people are the necessary thing to make changes, no? So I'm really happy to do this with you. Also with Dusha. Dusha has he's now turning into agriculture person. No, he's planting. So changed his life completely. And we are trying to put him back on the stage, because I think he's an artist. He has an artist mind like you have, like many of us have. So anyway, je voulais te remercier. Je m'arrête en français. Et j'espère que j'achète ton vol la semaine prochaine pour que tu viennes. Voilà. Gros
Ok,
bisous,
ça
hein.
marche. Ouais.
Ciao,
À
ciao,
bientôt, Helmut.
querida. Ciao, querida.